So this is, well, not this. This is the Nitecore TUP, a light that's way more powerful and only about twice the size of the Nitecore Tiny. It puts out an incredible 1000 lumens by utilizing the Cree XPL HD V6 emitter. And it gets its power from an integrated 1200 mAh lithium-ion battery, about the equivalent of two 16340s. Now, of course, the most obvious feature about the light is the fact that it has a display in the front displaying all relative information in real time, including voltage, output, and runtime. By simply pressing the top button, you actually display the voltage, 4.06 volts. The cutoff voltage is 4.2 when charging. It takes about 3.5 hours to charge from this micro USB port on the left-hand side. Now here's the box that it comes in. We'll open the box to show you guys what comes in it. Standard stuff except for your O-rings, which it does not come with. Nice little keychain clip right here to put on your key ring. You have the warranty card. Of course you need that. Never use them. Nice little guide for TUP. And then of course the instruction manual. So on the back you'll find a pocket clip, which I found to have quite a bit of tension, telling me this thing will definitely not fall out of your pocket even if you're running. It's got some pretty good tension to it. So the one thing I thought was really cool about this light is Nitecore is using a TIR optic, or total internal reflection, which is really cool because it's something that most of their lights don't use. And they claim this is actually one of the smallest TIR optics you can put on a light this size. So just like on the Tiny, the top button and the bottom button are actually both translucent, but will only light up when you're charging it on the TUP, whereas on the Tiny it will light up by pressing the top button to display the voltage. So this light is current controlled, it's not governed by PWM. The user interface on this thing is actually pretty simple. By of course pressing the bottom button, the power button, it will turn on the last mode you had it on, which in my case was level 1, so 1 lumen. See if I can get to focus, for 51 hours and 6 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how accurate this actually is, but even if it's within 5% negative or positive, that's still good. The next step up is 15 lumens for 14 hours, 35 minutes. Next step up, 65 lumens, 7 hours, 25 minutes. Next step up is 200 lumens for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And to get into turbo mode from off or on, just press, of course, the top button. It will go into your 1000 lumen mode, which is burning my finger right now, for 18 minutes. So one thing I found that was really cool about this light, I'm going to stick it on the 200 lumen mode. Let it turn off. So once the display actually turns off, you can still check the voltage by pressing the top button one time. If the display is still on when you press the top button, it will obviously go into the next mode. But since now the display is off, so you can check the voltage now, and it's 200 lumens and it's 2 hours. I'm sorry, the time, 2 hours and 8 minutes left. And of course, every time you do it when the display is on, it's going to change modes. But if the display is turned off, it'll actually just check the voltage or the time left instead of actually changing the mode. So I love the fact that Nitecore decided to put this in some of their more inexpensive or cheaper model flashlights. Usually you only found this display thing in their more expensive TM series lights, so the fact this is in a $65 keychain light is actually really good. The problem with traditional ways of checking voltage like the 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, the problem with this is when you press it, it may blink 3 times, but you have a 33% increments, 33, 66, and 99%. So if it flashes 3 times, it can be anywhere between 67% and 99%. So that's the problem with the 3 flash system. I like the system where it actually will tell you the voltage. It will flash, 4 times and pause, and then flash 1 more time, telling you your voltage is 4.1 volts. That's a good way of doing it, and especially the display, of course. But having this 3 blink design, I just think that's not a very practical use because you really can't judge the battery life based on 3 blinks. So the light feels very strong, it feels very sturdy, it feels like it's going to last for quite some time. The problem with these lights that have integrated batteries is once the battery fries or once the battery starts to deteriorate, then the flashlight is no longer good because you cannot replace the battery. The good thing is lithium does happen to last a very, very long time. They last anywhere between 500 and 1,000 cycles, so I'm pretty sure this display or the button is going to fail long before the battery does. So I think this lockout feature is actually kind of cool. Basically press the power button one time and hold it down the second time. And as you hold it down the second time, it will cycle between lockout mode 1 and lockout mode 2. So press 1 and then hold it. And we're going to let off on 1. So the lockout mode 1 basically means these buttons, so the power button doesn't work. The only button that works is the top button, and that's turbo mode. So you can only get into turbo mode pretty much, basically for emergencies and stuff like that. You still check the voltage if you want. Just press the button one time. You can see that it's 3.9 volts, 3.91. And then press the power button once and hold it on the second time to unlock the light. So press and hold you'll see this little key thing letting you know that's unlocked. So you press it and you hold it, and you can go to the second lockout mode. And then by doing that, letting off, now neither one of these buttons work, so it can't be accidentally turned on in your pocket. So no matter what you do, the light will not turn on. In order to unlock it, just press the button one time and then hold it on the second time, and it will unlock. I meant to say press and hold the power button. So like I said before, I really don't know how accurate this display is. 14 hours, 7 minutes. I mean, it's not going to be exactly 14 hours and 7 minutes, but I imagine even within 5, plus to minus 5%, that's still really good. I mean, I feel like Nitecore wouldn't have put the display on there if it wasn't somewhat accurate. 200 lumens for 2 hours and 11 minutes. The full 1000 lumen mode, 18 minutes. What's really funny is if you go to the Nitecore website, they actually claim that this bottom part, this key ring right here, can actually hold up to 30 kilos, which is like 60 pounds. Kind of interesting to see if this thing actually can hold 60 pounds. So this was one thing I noticed on my TUP model, is the fact that the light was pretty much flawless. There's no chips or scrapes or dings or anything like that. But what's confusing to me is even the actual optics in the front, the top of the TIR, actually is crystal clear. There's no scratches or anything like that, or any imperfections. But what confuses me is the plastic part that sits above the display is really scratched up badly, like it's been in somebody's pocket. So I'm hoping this wasn't actually purchased by somebody and then maybe sent back, repackaged, and then sent to me. Yeah, so truthfully, I don't know. It seems like Nitecore's got thousands of these little rectangular plastic pieces of top display sitting in a box somewhere, and since there's lots of them in there, they're scratching each other up, and each time they assemble one, they pull one out of the box and glue it on there. I don't know, maybe I'm just reaching for something. But anyways, the light's in mint condition anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm really hoping that I didn't forget anything in the review. I'm trying to think if there's something maybe I had forgotten. But if I did forget something that maybe I didn't answer, just reach in the comments and I will get back to you as fast as I can. So thanks for watching.